I'll probably be back tonight. What up, Fight World? It's the kid, it's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Gather round. We about to clown like Tupac and get around. Yeah. We're gonna talk some heavyweight stuff. Gang, gang. Everybody's. What time is it? In New York, it's like, oh, it's like 10. I'm waiting for the people to join. Then we'll get right to it. Damn, where you at? It's 3:16? Where do you live? Damn. Where is it 3:16 at? What region is that? Oh, the UK. That Jeff Horn fight comes on tomorrow. Y'all want to do a roll call? We're gonna wait for a couple more people to join. Y'all ain't looking forward to Jeff Horn's next fight? That Gary Corcoran dude looks big, but I don't think he's a. I don't know if he's a notable puncher like that. And he lost to one of them Liams in the UK. Let's do the roll call. We got Indiana in the building. Shout out to Orlando. Shout out to Oaktown. Where y'all at? City, state, zip. Let me know, man. Brooklyn, Chicago, Seattle, Australia, Seattle, Houston, Texas, Maryland, UK, London. See, we everywhere like usual. Amarillo, London, Austin, Texas, Kansas, Wichita, Pennsylvania, San Jose, New Media, North Philly, Hollywood, 215. That's what I love. I love seeing how spread out everyone is. So you know we get an audience in a community full of people from London and UK and all types of stuff. Florida, all the way to the West Coast out here. San Jose's in the building, so I love that. Orlando, Florida, Austin, Texas. We got the southern states, man. We ready. What y'all think of that Moore-Jones race? Have they finished calculating it? The Roy Moore shit? Anybody from Alabama? Roy Moore versus Doug Jones? Wow. They're counting, and he's at 50%, and he at 49.4 or 9%. That's super close. That's dumbass close. Alabama's going through it right now. They don't know who to pick. Wasn't he raping bitches? 49.9. They better keep tallying. Nobody from Alabama? Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's a super close. You normally you see like somebody's pulling away by now. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't honestly like. I've been joking around with the Gary Corcoran dude, calling him Gary Cockroach, but I don't know enough about him to know what type of dangers he would present to Jeff Horn. And real talk, I don't know enough about Jeff Horn to know. I mean, I've seen he fought that the African dude, Randall Bailey. I seen that fight. Obviously, I seen the Pacquiao fight. But I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know enough about either guy, like where I've studied, you know what I'm saying? Like I've studied Pacquiao and Floyd and stuff, people who've been around longer, Cotto. But Jeff Horn, I didn't even think he beat Pacquiao. I gave it to Pacquiao. Jeff Horn looked like a dead man in round 9. That old Pacquiao might have tore him out the frame, but new Pacquiao can't get no finish for whatever reason. Man. I'm looking forward to that Spence-Peterson. I think that's a good fight. That's like a slept-on fight to me. Like, Peterson, he's not... Peterson's one of those people, like with the... It's weird because I didn't really picture Rigondeaux quitting either. But Peterson, I've seen him tested. And unless you Matisse Peterson, like where Matisse was just hitting him so hard and he got knocked down and he never really fully recovered. And Matisse's hitting too hard. So, like I said, unless you Matisse Peterson, he got hard. You know what I mean? The motherfucker was homeless in DC and stuff with his brother, living on the street. So he got that tough skin. Because Victor Ortiz knocked him down, I forgot how many times, but he got back up and fought to a draw. He fought Tim Bradley, been in there with Danny Garcia, definitely gave him a run for his money, arguably beat him. See, in that Danny Garcia-Peterson fight, I gave the fight to Danny Garcia, but I will say this. I think Danny Garcia almost got stopped at the end in the second half. I forgot, I don't know what round, but he was looking horrible. And I didn't give it to Danny Garcia impressively. And literally the only reason that I gave the fight to Danny Garcia is because, to me, Peterson had his game plan versus Danny Garcia was twofold. At the first stanza of the fight, he was making Danny Garcia miss and chase, and he's using his athleticism, a couple jabs, but that's all he was really landing. He was like super evasive, tiring Danny Garcia out, making Danny Garcia work for it and look miserable. But Danny Garcia was the aggressor, and he was landing, you know what I mean, just regular what he normally lands. But some of it was partial and blocked, but he was being the aggressor, and Peterson wasn't doing much offensively. But when Peterson hit that switch, that's when he kicked it up and he started sitting down on some punches. Because he had burned his man out and wore him down. And to me, the only thing that Peterson did wrong is he should have made that switch earlier. Like, let's say, I don't remember exact rounds, but let's say he started sitting down on his punches and, you know what I mean, flat-footed in certain stances. He did in round 7 or something in a 12-round fight, when he should have done it at round 4 or whatever. Like, if he would have put a little bit more on his offense in those early rounds, he easily would have won. Easily would have won that Danny Garcia fight. But I thought he was just he just took too long to get into the second leg of his game plan, which was his offense. But I mean, it's debatable. See, I'm a fair ass critic. Some of y'all aren't fair. Some of y'all, no, Danny sucks and Peterson fuck. Like, you know what I mean? I don't, you notice I never, it's funny because I'm one of the most, like, laid back, I guess, with, like, people where I don't get phased with this boxing shit. You know what I mean? People are like, oh, Rigondeaux lost. How do you feel? Like, I feel normal. I feel good. I mean, he lost. It's not the end of the world. I mean, he lost. It wasn't a good showing. We'll see what he decides to do next. I mean, what do you want me to say? Why do you think y'all be thinking that like my life is ruined? It's funny to me. Yeah, Danny Garcia always gets like him and Deontay Wilder. They just get like mad amounts of like hate. Like, I'm not saying, this is the thing. I'm a realistic person. I met Danny Garcia. I haven't agreed with everything he's done. Like the Rod Salka fight, we all know that was some bullshit, blah blah blah. But I mean, people act like Danny Garcia's whole catalog is Rod Salka's. Like, he fought good people. He fought, and see, this is the this is the thing. I could name at least 3 fights where Danny Garcia was slated to lose in the public's eyes. Lucas Matisse, they said he was gonna get knocked out. Amir Khan was supposed to, that was supposed to be Amir Khan's last fight at 140. And they were talking about Amir Khan fighting Floyd after Floyd got out of jail after that Cotto shit, after that Cotto domestic violence thing. And then he stopped Amir Khan. And then also his first fight with Eric Morales. Eric Morales was the respected champion, and he was an unknown. So, I mean, I'm sure they favored Eric Morales, the legend and the champion, over a guy they didn't know who's walking out with gold teeth. Ego, you stay dropping good news, bro. I'm glad you guys enjoy, man. Well, I'm just trying to do something different in this game, man. I'm trying to leave my mark like Zorro. I think Khan would have gave Floyd fits. I don't. I mean, I'm not saying it would be like absolutely uncompetitive, but I don't agree. Paulie Malignaggi and a bunch of people are like, oh, Khan was the man to beat Floyd. I don't see all that. Like, it's weird too when you be around fighters. Like, to me, none of these fighters, I mean, unless we're talking about heavyweights, but other than that, none of these fighters are big to me. Like, if I stand next to even Kovalev, I stood next to him, and these dudes most of them aren't big to me like that. But Amir Khan is weird because I always had this impression that Amir Khan was like super tall. Like, I don't know, like I thought he was like not super tall like in life, but just super tall for welterweight. You know what I'm saying? But look at like Floyd looks like, it's not like he looked way bigger than Floyd. You know what I mean? People act like Khan was so much bigger or something. Shout out to Osowich. You know what I mean? He looks, and you can say, oh, that's an old picture of Khan, but here's another one, and look. He don't look small next to him. And I don't know, but I would say Mayweather probably has the reach advantage. He definitely has the chin advantage. Like, Floyd's chin has been tested. Like, so, you know what I mean? I just don't see that. I think Amir Khan could be competitive with a ton of people, but see, the thing with Amir Khan to me is this, is like, no matter what, how well he's doing, he's susceptible to a big shot. Yeah, let me get this troll out of here because I see him just putting random stuff. But and like the thing is, I'm gonna show you how I just bodied somebody. I brought the hot seat to Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram at Boxingego, you might have already seen it. But I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show you how I did it. But like the thing is, there's people that say, like, again, I hate to be harsh, but I don't respect a lot of boxing fans' opinions. Like, there's only certain people I could talk for. Like, when I talk to fighters, it's never the shit I see on YouTube usually. You know what I'm saying? Not saying everybody on YouTube don't know shit about boxing, but when I've talked to like whoever, Terrence Crawford or Troy King or whoever I'm talking, Ward, they're not talking like, they're not saying Leo Santa Cruz, they're not talking in the same manner as a lot of people on YouTube, which leads me to believe there's a lot of people that don't know shit about boxing. Because when it comes to it, a lot of people have these like these urban legends and tall tales and myths, like, oh, there's no way. Like, even Khan said it. He said this, Floyd, he said the people I got stopped by are power punchers and Floyd can't hurt me. I don't believe that. I personally don't believe that. Like, I think Floyd definitely has enough power to hurt. Floyd has fought guys who are bigger than Khan. Maybe not all of them have been faster than Khan, but definitely bigger guys. And if you know anything about boxing, you will know that to keep one of them big guys off of you, it's taking some level of skill, some level of power, some level of something. You know what I mean? Because like, I hate making it sound like I don't know about boxing by bringing up triangle theories. But in some instances, you can draw certain like contrast from it. Like, Floyd Mayweather is he probably rehydrated less than Khan did when Khan fought Canelo. Floyd dogged Canelo, dog walked him. It wasn't even really competitive, right? And Amir Khan was good at first, and then he got brutally knocked out. So it's a different fight. But beyond that, Canelo, I really feel like there's something that Canelo was receiving that made him apprehensive to engage. But when it came to Amir Khan, he was getting blasted with the speed, but he knew his time was coming if he just stayed patient, kept countering. You know what I'm saying? So people keep saying that Khan would have gave Mayweather so many fits. I don't really see that. And like, I'm not saying Floyd's like Wilder in terms of punching power, and of course not, because he moved up so much weight, but he is definitely more respectable power. And it's not even just is maybe how he's throwing, like, because he's throwing with technique and shit like that. Like, for example, again, I'm not trying to make this all about triangle theories, but I got a real question for you guys, real life question that I want to know. We're gonna play the truth game. If the same circumstances just happened, if Amir Khan fought Conor McGregor, what is the outcome of Amir Khan versus Conor McGregor? I just want to hear what people's mind says. If Conor said, I'm coming to boxing, and he fought Amir Khan, what do you think what would be the outcome? Khan got him. How's it gonna end? Like, tell me what would happen. Khan decimates him. Khan TKOs him. Fuck no. Like I said, I disagree with. I think Khan can outbox him, but I don't see Khan knocking Conor McGregor out. I'm sorry. I think he would outpoint him, if anything. Fuck no. I really don't see Khan. Okay, put it this way. I understand Conor McGregor's not a pure boxer, right? But who has Khan stopped? Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Like, who has Khan stopped? Name someone Khan has stopped. Like, in the last 8 years, who has Khan stopped that impressed you? He didn't stop Danny Garcia. Like, who did he stop? Didn't stop Canelo. Didn't stop Luis Collazo, but he knocked him down. Didn't stop Devin Alexander. Didn't stop Chris Algieri, who got his ass beat by Pacquiao and was moving up to welterweight. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I understand Conor McGregor's at a disadvantage when it comes to boxing, but so was Chris Algieri. Chris Algieri was a kickboxer with a very limited boxing experience. Okay, answer my question. Who has Khan stopped? Who's the last person Khan stopped that you were just like, whoa? I really want to know this. And once again, people duck my questions like normal. Who has Khan stopped? In the last 8 years or whatever, who has he stopped to you? That was impressive. Someone says nobody. I'm really, see, and this is the thing. It's not no hot seat or not. I'm open. I want to know. I want to know who he stopped. Okay, so y'all are bringing up Zab Judah. He stopped Zab Judah in 2011. So I said in the last 5, I think I said 5 years. And he stopped Zab in 2011, and it's 2017. And to me, this is just no excuse. Zab got stopped. But to me, Zab kind of quit. The referee was counting, and he was just like arguing with the ref and shit. I said 5 to 8, so that's fine. Well, okay, fuck it. I said 5 to 8. I know I said 5, but 5 to 8, so that counts. But we're still talking about a TKO from 2011. Really? Okay, we're talking about a TKO from 2011, and it's 2017. I said 5 to 8. I said 5 to 8. At first I said 8. And then I said, in the last 5 to 8 years. Okay, dropping Maidana is not stopping Maidana. He dropped Luis Collazo 3 times. I said, who is he stopped? So, he stopped he zapped Judah in 2011, and he stopped Carlos Molina at 140 when Carlos Molina was a 135-pound fighter, and he stopped him in the 10th round because he was bloodied up and stuff. So I don't remember what happened. I think his corner stopped it or whatever. So that's what I'm saying. Like, do you guys even watch? Do some of y'all watch boxing? And like I said, the Zab Judah, that was cool. That was a very solid win. But Zab Judah was arguing with the ref and then got counted out. Go watch the fight. I remember I watched it live. It was on HBO. And that's not an excuse. Zab was literally arguing with the ref, and then he was like, "There, fight over." And Zab was like, "Ooh." So I don't know. So I definitely don't see him stopping Floyd. Definitely don't see him stopping Floyd. You know what I mean? So that means he would have to outbox Floyd, which is extremely hard to do. Okay, Hamed, I'm gonna put you in the hot seat because your name is Hamed Siddiqui. What's your ethnicity? I'm just curious because you're like going ham and you're like, you keep protesting everything I said. So what's your ethnicity? I'm just curious. And this is to Hamed. You're in the hot seat because I see you keep chastising me and, oh yeah, who is Floyd stopped? Ugh. Okay, so I'm just curious what your ethnicity is. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. I'm just curious. Either way, you're in the hot seat, despite if you want to disclose that information or not. Hamed, we're talking. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you, Hamed. See, this is all it takes. All it takes is a little time. Where's Hamed? All of a sudden. He says, I'm from Kashmir. Okay, now you're about to be from Casketville because I'm about to bury you. So, you keep, first of all, since your point doesn't even make sense because you're like, who did Floyd stop? But Floyd and Khan don't have anything near similar resumes in the last 5-8 years. Let's take a look, shall we? Okay. So, Amir Khan beat Paul McCloskey, stopped Zab Judah at 140, lost to Spence-Peterson, got knocked out by Danny Garcia, brought Carlos Molina up from 135 to 140 and then stopped him in the 10th round, beat Julio Diaz, a career lightweight, and he got knocked down in that fight. He beat him via 12-round decision. He looked good versus Collazo, first fight at welterweight, knocked him down 3 times. He looked good versus Devin Alexander, but if I'm not mistaken, Devin, I don't know if he had activity. I don't know if he had much activity. Chris Algieri got tore up by Pacquiao, knocked down 6 times. Khan fought him at his first fight at 147, and then Khan fought Canelo Alvarez and got knocked out, and he struggled with Chris Algieri. So that's Amir Khan's. That's who he's fought in the last since 2011, right? Let me see when the McCloskey fight is. Yeah, 2011. That's his resume. Now let's look at Floyd Mayweather's resume from 2011 on, shall we? Y'all want this work. It's cool. I give the fans what they want. Okay. Shane Mosley. He knocked out Victor Ortiz, kind of ended weird, but Victor Ortiz was getting frustrated. Then he fought Miguel Cotto. He beat his mandatory Robert Guerrero. He schooled and dogged Canelo at a catchweight at 152 when he came in at 150.5. He beat Marcos Maidana twice, someone that Amir Khan has beat, but in my opinion, this version of Maidana had a lot of momentum, improved his jab with Robert Garcia in Oxnard. and was just overall an improved fighter. This Maidana wasn't the one that Khan fought, because it wasn't the one Devin Alexander fought, because the one that Devin Alexander easily kind of beat Maidana, but when he teamed up with Garcia, he looked better. And then he fought Pacquiao, he fought Andre Berto, and he fought Conor McGregor, right? So, in my honest opinion, I don't see Amir Khan beating all of those people at those times. I don't see him beating Maidana twice in a row, right? When Maidana had just whooped on Broner. I wouldn't favor him to beat Manny Pacquiao at any point. Freddie Roach claims, which I can't corroborate, Freddie Roach claims that Pacquiao knocked him out with headgear. He fought Saul Canelo Alvarez and he got knocked out, so we already seen that fight. Robert Guerrero at the time, he probably, I don't know, because this was before Guerrero kept losing to everybody. He could have outboxed Guerrero, I think, but Guerrero was tough and he wasn't getting stopped at that time. Miguel Cotto at 154, I don't see Khan beating. And then Shane Mosley and Victor Ortiz. He beat Victor Ortiz in the amateurs, but at the time, Victor Ortiz was a big welterweight before he broke his jaw and all that. So that's up in the air. And Shane Mosley, I don't picture him beating him either at 147 after Shane knocked out Margarito. So once again, two totally different resumes. Khan, I mean, what if Floyd fought McCloskey? What if he made McCloskey? What if Floyd fought McCloskey and Julio Diaz? What would you say about Floyd? Would Berto lose to Julio Diaz or Paul McCloskey? See, now he's switching the subject, but Khan still KOs Conor. But why are you switching the subject? We're talking resume for resume. So how many of those guys would you stop jumping around? How many of those guys would you pick Amir Khan to beat at those times when Floyd fought him? How's it switching? Because I asked you a question and then you're just like, hey, either way, Khan still stops Conor. But why? Okay, that's your opinion. But we just went through each person's resume and you didn't answer my question. So once again, I'm gonna ask you again. If Amir Khan fought all of those guys at the time Floyd fought him, how many of them would he beat? So if he fought Miguel Cotto at 54, after he just avenged the loss to Antonio Margarito, you would favor Khan at 54 over Cotto? Khan was beating Canelo. First of all, you're making fun of Canelo's name, so I know you're already a hater. Second of all, it doesn't matter if he was beating Danny Garcia too and he got knocked out by both. So what are you really saying? What, you know what I'm saying? I hate, see, that's how you can always separate real boxing fans from the fake fans. Telling me what somebody was doing, that's like me saying Rigondeaux did good in round 1. Yeah, but after round 1, he didn't really do shit versus Lomachenko. So who cares what someone did in a particular round if the end result was they got knocked out? Do you guys get what I'm saying? Like what are you guys really talking about? But anyway, where's this Hamed dude that's in the hot seat? Where's this Hamed dude? Okie dokie, you about to be in the hot seat next, so just chill out, wait your turn. Bro, Hamed, stop ducking the question. It's very simple. At the times Floyd fought all of those people, how many of those people that I picked from Shane Mosley up would you favor Khan to beat in those same circumstances? Cotto at 54, Guerrero when he was his mandatory, Victor Ortiz after he just beat Berto. I said very few. So you proved my point. So you agree with me. Then what are we here for? You've already lost because you just conceded because you just agreed with my point. You said he can't beat Canelo at the catch weight, or he can't beat Canelo at 54. We've seen him fight Canelo, and we've seen what happened. Marcos Maidana had improved, and you said he would beat very few. So what are you saying? So once again, back to this whole Khan versus Conor McGregor. You said you believe he would knock out Conor McGregor. So I'm just asking, based on what? We just went through a comparison of their resumes. So just because Floyd did it, you just admitted Floyd beat people that you don't think Amir Khan would have beat. So back to the original argument, right? What makes you think Amir Khan, not could he beat Conor in boxing, but what makes you think he was going to knock him out, given how big Conor McGregor is? And I just showed you a picture of Khan and Mayweather, and they're about the same size. So Amir Khan would look small next to Conor McGregor too. And real talk, if we're really being honest, Julio Diaz is a career lightweight that got bodied by Kendall Holt. See, I know my boxing, and when he fought, he gave Sean Porter some issue, but then Sean Porter came back and showed that was a fluke because he beat him easily the second time, or handedly. Keith Thurman annihilated Julio Diaz. Amir Khan got knocked down by Julio Diaz. These are all factual things, and it was at a catchweight where Amir Khan was definitely considered more of the fresher fighter and the better fighter at the timing of his career and stuff like that, and he got knocked down by him. So in my honest opinion, if Conor McGregor caught Amir Khan with that uppercut that he caught Mayweather with, I don't know how Conor would react to that. And that's just to be honest, just because Conor is so big. And again, I'm not saying Conor would 100. This is not about if Conor would 100% win in boxing, because that's not the case. The whole argument you said was Conor would knock out. Conor would get knocked out. And I said, based on what? And you just admitted that you don't believe Amir Khan could beat most of the people Floyd's fought in the last 8 years. So once again, my question to you is, what leads you to believe that not only would he would win by knockout, because Floyd did it. And see, and this is the other thing, is Floyd fought a pressure style against Conor McGregor, where he was just extremely aggressive. You know what I'm saying? When Amir Khan, he's better when he's boxing. When he's throwing too much pressure, like when he was with Freddie Roach, he ended up getting knocked down and shit, or knocked out. That's my opinion based on high volume and stamina. Okay, so here's another thing. And see, I hate doing these fantasy ones, putting people in the hot seat for the fantasy ones, but you just kept going. So we're gonna try to I'm gonna try to bury you with as much opinions from both of us to get a conclusion. Here's another thing. Chris Algieri got let out of the cage and got whooped by Pacquiao. We all know that. So why didn't Amir Khan knock him out? Amir Khan, he had never fought at welterweight. Listen to me. He had never fought at welterweight, right? Never fought at welterweight. Fought Pacquiao at catchweight and got tore up and knocked down 6 times. And you keep saying the Amir Khan knockout, right? But why didn't he knock out Chris Algieri? Like, you know what I'm saying? You have to. I understand everything about Conor's not a normal boxer and all that, but he's at the very least, he's fucking big, way bigger than Floyd. He'll be bigger than Khan. So once again, why didn't Chris Algieri get knocked out when Conor McGregor's fought at 170 and shit like that, and he's fought at 155? So he has more experience at higher weights than Conor has more fights at the bigger weights than Amir Khan does. Conor could take a punch, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, Floyd was methodical and surgical and kept walking him down and kept pressuring him to the point where he broke Conor McGregor down. That's what created the fatigue, because Floyd he did doghouse rules on him. Like, I don't know that Amir Khan would definitely do that. He says Conor would gas, that's why. How do you know he would gas when Amir Khan doesn't even fight like that? And Amir Khan is a high volume ambush fighter. Like, eesh, and then he jumps out. You know what I'm saying? Floyd literally walked to Conor McGregor, took anything he threw, and kept on top of him. Amir Khan don't even fight like that. So once again, I don't see why you would be so certain that Amir Khan would knock out Conor McGregor. Nate Diaz is big as fuck. He didn't even knock him out. He hurt him, but he didn't knock him out. You know what I'm saying? What do y'all think? Is this hot seat worthy? Is this hot seat worthy? Did he do a good job of? Did he do a good job of explaining his point? Man's not hot. See, they're giving you L's. Put your L's up then. If you want Hamed out of here, ego ripping me. No, I'm just saying, like, you guys say all this stuff, and then when it comes to explaining it, all right, Angel, one of my mod hitters, get Hamed out of here. I'm just saying, like, I don't understand how you guys say all these things so confidently, and then when it comes to proving it, you guys just, oh yeah, like, yeah, he'll knock him out, and then you can't even explain it. So okie doke, we got back-to-back hot seats. He kept fucking with me, and he keeps saying that Hamed got the W. So how did he get the W? How did he prove me wrong? Go okie dokie, and make this snappy so we can get the rest of this. Someone said okie choky. How did he beat me, and what do you agree with? You say Maidana. Okay, I could already tell I'm gonna body you. He says you say Maidana had more quote unquote momentum. The fact that you put momentum in air quotes when he in fact actually did have more momentum already lets me know you're gonna lose going into the Floyd fight than he did when he went in the Khan fight. But Canelo had more momentum going in the Khan fight because he was older with more experience. Really? You chose to get burned in the hot seat off of that. Okay, so Maidana didn't have just more quote-unquote momentum. The best win of his fucking career against Adrian Broner, someone he was slated to lose to, and he knocked Broner down twice, badly hurt him, had him flying through the ropes and stuff like that. So he definitely had momentum, and he beat Jesus Soto Caras, first fight with Robert Garcia, improved his jab. He beat some bum in Argentina, and he beat Josecito Lopez. And he was bigger, and like you keep saying this experience stuff, he had already fought Amir Khan and Victor Ortiz and Eric Morales and Kotelnik and stuff like that. So yeah, he had all of his maximum amount of fights and experience because he retired after the Floyd fights. Devin Alexander losses, Khan lost. He had all of that in tow, right? All that in tow. And then he was coming off the best win of his career against a guy that was supposed to be the next Mayweather in Adrian Broner. Canelo, you saying Canelo's the same fighter as when he fought Floyd Mayweather. The only thing is he's bigger and he's sharpened up on a couple of things and stuff like that. But Floyd fought the undefeated Canelo, not this Canelo that arguably lost to Erislandy Lara, arguably lost to Golovkin, and definitely lost to Floyd. Getting bodied, okie doke. I see why you named yourself okie doke. And he was so confident too. He was like, oh, you're so wrong. So do you have a second response so I can finish bodying you? Now he agreed with me, which means I'm bodying you. He says, yeah, Maidana had more momentum. I never said he didn't. So you just proved my point, strike one. But that could be applied to Canelo when he fought, and you can't spell fought, strike two. You spell fought with an A, so you can't spell. Floyd in comparison when he fought Khan. Canelo was only 21 when he fought Floyd. Now you just lied. Canelo was 23 and Mayweather was 36, 37. But I know Canelo was 23, so you just lied and said he was the dub one. So that should be 3 strikes. You said Canelo was 21 and he was 23. You can't spell. And then your first thing was some bullshit because you agreed with me. So, and look it. Do you know I didn't have Wikipedia open. I didn't have Google. I didn't have Canelo whispering in my ear, pause, and I knew Canelo was 23 off the top of my head. Yet you just lied to me and said he was the same age Mike Tyson was when he got a title. So let's vote. He just lied to you guys and deceived you and said Canelo was 21, but if you look it up, he was 23, and I know that off the top of my head. He agreed with my first point about Maidana did have momentum and was coming off the best win and was bigger than Floyd and he has power, and then he can't spell. So everybody put your L's up. Why did you jump in the hot seat for that? I thought you were gonna come with something. Everybody put your L's up. He said I lost. Hey, you know what? To be honest, you probably got beat worse than Hamed. I beat Hamed in the hot seat, but you got it worse than he did. And you was the one sticking up for him. Angel, you know what this means. Okie doke. He said, see you later, bro. How you gonna see me later when you're blocked? There is no later. You lost. This shit is easy, bro. Gary Kettle is just getting blocked because he's putting W when we all see me murder this boy. So he's getting blocked. Anybody else? Can we continue the stream now? This shit is fun. I'm enjoying this. Y'all want to see the dude I buried on social media and Instagram? Y'all want to see the last hot seat I did? This shit is crazy. If y'all putting them crazy comments, you might just get blocked off top. But hey, so the other dude, he was arguing with me. He argued with me. He said Floyd Mayweather was ducking Prince Naseem Hamed at 130 and 135. Y'all want to see the hot seat? Can we get close to 100 likes or better? Hit that like button if y'all want to see this next hot seat. This one's already done. I already bodied this person, but I have the evidence of the body. See, I don't like to show people my bodies. So if you guys want to see it, let's try to get closer to 100 likes so I can reveal the bodies, because I don't like revealing my crimes. You know what I'm saying? Because the feds might be watching and stuff like that, and the body counts keep rising. Eventually, they're gonna come looking for me. You know what I mean? So let's just get the likes up. Let's calm down. So, y'all ready for this hot seat? Hit that like button, people. Follow me on Instagram too. So this goof, whoever he is, was in my all in the video, all in the comment section, and he says his name is Sis Hawk. He says Floyd ducked Naseem, Prince Naseem Hamed, at 130 and 135. That's a fact, right? So this cornball right here, Sis Hack. Floyd ducked Prince Naseem, 130, 135. That's a fact. Now, I don't know if you guys, but just because you put facts or that's a fact, that doesn't make it a fact. You guys realize that, right? Like, I can't say, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's like me saying I'm a billionaire. Facts. That doesn't mean I'm really a billionaire, because I'm not a billionaire. Like, just because you put facts at the end of it don't make it true. Doesn't make it factual. Just word to the wise. So anyway, if you want to see me bury this fool, get them likes up. We could. I know we could do it. We're almost at 200 people in the chat, right? If you want me to zip them up, hit that like button and put zip them up. If y'all want me to zip up Sis Hack, let me get him in the hot seat. Pause. Once again, in case you're just joining the stream, Sis Hack was arguing with me on my post about Floyd at 130. He says, Floyd ducked Prince Naseem from 130 to 135. That's a fact. So once again, just because you put facts doesn't mean it's a fact. And this is a weird picture, but we'll excuse that. And let's listen to Mr. Facts.
Stay at 130 where there are other high-profile fighters, or do you want to move up in weight to challenge some of the 135-pounders?
Well, you know, I would like to fight President Naseem. Hopefully, we can meet at 128, or he can come up to 130. We can fight, or I can fight the winner of Canelo.
Prince Naseem isn't going to fight you.
Well, everybody want to see
after he saw this, it ain't going to happen.
You know, I really want to fight President Naseem, but I know you don't want to fight. But hopefully, I can fight the winner of Canelo and free test.
Stay at 130.
Did y'all hear that?
Other high-profile fighters, or do you want to move up in weight to challenge some of the 135-pounders?
Well, you know, I would like to fight President Naseem. Hopefully, we can meet at 128, or he can come up to 130. We can fight, or I can fight the winner of Canelo.
Prince Naseem isn't going to fight you.
Well, everybody want to see
after he saw this, it ain't going to happen.
You know, I really want to fight President Naseem, but I know you don't want to fight. But hopefully, I can fight the winner of Canelo and free test.
Stay at.
And look how small he looks. Like, I mean, men stop puberty at a certain age. And look how small. So the height and stuff, it's not like Floyd just kept getting way taller. Look how small Naseem. I mean, he's fat now, but I'm just saying. Wise. Look at how small he is next to Floyd. Like, come on, man. But Listen, I had to bring the hot seat. I had to bring it to the gram, man. I had to bring it to Instagram. How is that not a body? You know what I'm saying? The guy said Prince not. That's what. Listen to me, people. The guy's literally. It's like how can you? It's like how can you be this wrong? You said Floyd ducked Prince Naseem from 130 to 135, and I have a video of Floyd Mayweather saying we can make it. Basically, I'll come down at a catchweight and give you somewhat of an advantage. You know what I mean? Like make it more fair for you. I'll come down to 128. Or if you want to come up and get that work at 130, you can get it at 130. But I really want to fight Prince Naseem. Larry Merchant don't even like Floyd Mayweather, or he never acted like he did. That's why Floyd's like, HBO need to fire ass, you don't know shit about boxing, right? Doesn't even really act like he likes Floyd Mayweather, right? He doesn't act like he even likes Floyd Mayweather. And he told Floyd to his face, after you just beat Diego Corrales like that, he said, you know Prince Naseem's not going to fight you. He's like, he's not gonna fight you, you know that. And he's like, yeah. And then Floyd said, yeah, I know the people want to see it, but I know he's not gonna fight me. But I'm just saying, I want that fight. He said, if not, I want Casamayor. But once again, this is what I'm telling you. Like when I talk about this Lomachenko compared to Muhammad Ali and Tommy Hearns and all this extra shit, this is the ESPN shit, the disrespect. Comparing 130 Floyd to a guy with 11 fights and a loss. You know what I mean? This is the type of stuff. It's like, and Dan Rayfield, Pig Boy, Tuballard, he knows better because he was covering boxing. He went to Mayweather versus Diego Corrales. He's just doing it because he's a groupie or whatever. But other people like this cis hack dude, you know what I mean? It's just like they disrespect the sport because they don't know. They don't research. They don't do the research and study the history on the sport. And it's like everybody, that's how I know who knows boxing, is because people just recycle the same. It's fashionable to say Floyd's a bitch, Floyd's a coward, Floyd ducked everybody, Floyd picked his opponents, Floyd cherry picked. It sounds good, you know what I'm saying? Floyd's a IV cheat. It's cool to just say all that stuff, but when it comes down to really who really knows their boxing, and who doesn't, then listen, Joe Smith, you about to get blocked because I know what you're doing. He says Canelo versus Floyd too. They're not gonna fight. Canelo got dog fucking walked and Mayweather's retired. But you're trying to deflect from the conversation. And if you keep doing that to try to sidetrack and get people on a different note and mess up the stream, then you will be out of here. Point blank period. We're not talking about 160-pound Canelo. He has Golovkin issues. He needs to clear that up. Rematch Canelo. Rematch Triple G. Right? Floyd's retired. Leave that alone. But I'm talking about this clown who's talking about Prince Naseem was ducked by Mayweather. And I'm pretty sure there's a Prince. I have to figure out what fight it was after. But I'm pretty sure Prince Naseem was asked by Larry Merchant or HBO or whatever after one of his fights about fighting Floyd, and he was like real quiet about it. Like, he didn't really say nothing. You know what I mean? The other thing, he keeps talking about, like, I tell you, if you guys have been longtime supporters of my channel, I always maintain the same fighters: Mike Tyson, Roy Jones, Muhammad Ali, Prince Naseem. Those are my go-to guys. I grew up watching and stuff like that, right? I've always been an avid Prince Naseem fan, but I'm also realistic. I'm not, see, that's what I'm saying. That's the difference between being a fan and being a fanboy. Being a fan is cool. You can love Golovkin and like his fighting style, like his personality. That's good. But being a fanboy to the point where you're not even realistic and you're gonna say that Golovkin can move up and beat Anthony Joshua or things that don't even make sense, that's the difference. You know what I mean? So I'm a Prince Naseem fan, but I'm also realistic. And realistically speaking, Prince Naseem would get dusted off at any weight by Floyd Mayweather. Any weight, if they did fight. You have to look at the, like, just, even though it's a fantasy, which I hate doing this because it's boxing and you never know and there's no way to prove it, but there's fights out there like who would have won David Tua, Mike Tyson, or Muhammad Ali versus Mike Tyson. Those fights, some of those types of fights are probably harder to determine a winner. But if you look at Prince Naseem's style and his history, it's very clear that he wasn't fucking with Floyd, because you're going to war with Kevin Kelly, who's not a bad fighter, but you're getting knocked down by Kevin Kelly. If you really know your boxing, even though you beat Kevin Kelly, you went to war with him, and it was like tooth and nail. And he also got knocked down by some other people. And then let's talk about Marco Antonio Barrera. Barrera is shorter than Floyd, smaller than Floyd. He's definitely less athletic than Floyd, less accurate, smaller reach, not as high of a ring IQ. And I love Barrera. I'm just telling you, these are facts. And Prince Naseem got absolutely schooled and embarrassed by Marco Antonio Barrera, who's a good boxer. And he got schooled, fought one time, and then retired because maybe he was embarrassed or he wasn't the same after that. So what do you think Floyd would have done to him? You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy to me. But this is what I'm talking about. This is how they try to disrespect history. Try to disrespect history. And it's, like I said, it's fashionable to call Floyd this, and he sucked, and he ducked everybody. He ducked Prime Mosley and Naseem and Paul Williams. And like there, Ellie Seckback has a video with Paul Williams, and he says that Floyd didn't even duck him. He said the timing wasn't right. You guys could research it. The video, this was after he was confined to a wheelchair. Paul Williams was like, yeah, I mean, Floyd was doing his thing, I was doing my thing, and I don't remember verbatim exactly what words he said, but he said something like that. He's just like, we were at two different points, you know what I mean? I had my management team, and Paul Williams said that. You know what I'm saying? But that's who they say Floyd ducked. You know what I mean? Knowing Floyd's this generation best, and now they're saying Lomachenko would beat Floyd at 130. You know what I mean? Just like I said, this. Y'all want to know something funny? Y'all want to know something funny? Lomachenko's a great fighter. He's very good, very talented, very skillful. But listen, just listen to this. As much propaganda that we're hearing about Lomachenko, like, you know what I mean, some of it's maybe inflated. At least in 11 fights, I would say it's inflated. Why is Lomachenko not on pay-per-view? Like, you should, if you have that many people riding for you, that many people in the right places, big boxes, ESPN, Bob Arum saying you Muhammad Ali, Top Rank, like co-signing and giving you whatever, the little camp lives and stuff. Why is Lomachenko, you better than Muhammad Ali and stuff, and all this extra shit, ESPN, you could beat Floyd. Why are you not bigger? Why are you not like a pay-per-view star right fucking now? You know what I'm saying? Golovkin's even been on pay-per-view 3 times or so. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, you guys don't have to take my word. Oh, fuck you, ego, and dislike the video and say that I'm hating. Whatever you want to say. No, it's not because Lomachenko's pocket size. You're full of shit. Pacquiao's pocket size, and he rose to superstardom. Nonito Donaire, Mikey Garcia, when he was with Top Rank, they were really big. They were really big, doing real big numbers and doing really big, and they were fighting at smaller weights. You know what I mean? So you're full of shit. He's saying lighter weights never get the same attention. Pacquiao came from the lighter weights. What are you talking about? Okay, Speedy. Okay, you said lighter weights never get the same attention. So what happened about Pacquiao? Pacquiao started, he started lower than Lomachenko. So how's Pacquiao a star? And this is to Speedy. You said Pacquiao didn't blow. Pacquiao was getting a lot of exposure. He fought Barrera, Juan Manuel Marquez, David Diaz. People knew who the fuck Pacquiao was. You know what I'm saying? Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., he was a big star. What weight did he start? Roberto Duran. Duran, his best division, Shane Mosley's, their best division was 135, probably, or one of their best, or whatever you want to call it. So Lomachenko's one division away from that. You act like he's in like the booger weight 108s and 112. You know what I mean? So back to my point. Y'all, a lot of y'all making excuses. Why is Lomachenko, with all this push, and he could beat Floyd and he could beat Tommy Hearns, all this shit y'all saying, Why is Lomachenko not even on pay-per-view right now? I understand they just did an ESPN deal, but that's just recent. Why wasn't he on pay-per-view before that? When you got so many people in your corner saying that, and you know, I want to hear you guys. I want to hear you guys answer that. Why is Lomachenko not the superstar with all the skills he has, with the clean-cut image and having a major push from people like ESPN and being pound for pound #1? Why is he not bigger? Resume not stacked enough. What else? He only got a 10-1 record. You can't market that. See? Here's what they think about you. Not had that many fights. That's my whole point. So when I say this shit is criminal, when I say is, oh, you're hating on Lomachenko, but there's a reason he's not. And see, once again, you guys are full of fucking shit because Adrian Broner was at 130 fighting really not even the, like Eloy Perez's and shit and Vicente Escobedo and 135, and he was making, that's probably where he was making a ton of noise. I remember I kept hearing about this Broner cat. He was rapping and coming out with Kendrick Lamar and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And he was at 130 and 135 making that type of noise. He literally, Broner, if you look at one of those fights at 30 or 35, he walked out with Kendrick Lamar. And Kendrick Lamar was rapping and Broner was just like dancing and stuff like that. And I don't even think, like I said, why is Lomachenko not a pound for pound? Because at the end of the day, you can't, no matter what the media says, like, especially when they have a reason to say it, you can't force feed the public that. All right. We got another one, hot seat. He says, yeah, but that's different though. So what's different? I just used multiple examples. So his name is, you clearly don't know shit about boxing. So you're in the hot seat. We're gonna see who doesn't know shit about boxing. How is it different? See, every time I come with a good example, it's different all of a sudden. You notice how people do that? I have a straight up example that's really easy and fundamentally sound, easy to understand. Oh, that's different. Okay, so your name is, you don't know shit about boxing. We're gonna find out who doesn't know shit about boxing. Tell me how this is so different, especially when I gave you multiple examples of fighters in smaller weights, right? Fighters in smaller weights that got a lot of exposure and and fame and all this. So where's he at? We waiting. Why is it see, that's what I'm saying. Every time I come with a good point, oh, that's okay. The Broner thing with Kendrick, the culture is different when you compare it to Loma. No, it doesn't matter. Loma, see, that's your response. That's your response. Oh, but Broner, that's different because the culture is different. I'm not saying Loma needs to come out with Kendrick Lamar. See, some of you guys are like so like small-sided when it comes to this point. I never said Broner needs to come out with, I don't even know if Lomachenko even listens to Kendrick Lamar. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not telling Lomachenko to come out with that. But you saying the culture is different. I'm just talking about the star power, the impact, and fans being excited and like really checking for somebody. And what I'm saying to you is Broner, people from PBC, they weren't saying he was Muhammad Ali great and kept bringing up Broner got a lot of amateur wins. I think Broner got 200 something amateur wins, right? And he went to jail so at that time, so it could have been higher if he stayed out of trouble. But anyway, he doesn't have the same mega push. Like Dan Rayfield just said, Floyd would arguably lose at 130 to Lomachenko. That's a major cosign. You know what I mean? From somebody who's supposed to be in a position of authority in the sport, right? People weren't even doing that with Broner, yet he still was a big star and people were checking for him because they heard about him dancing and stuff like that. I don't know if you think I came for an argument. I'm just saying you can't use the same exact measurements for Broner's career as Loma because they come from different cultures. That's all. That's weak. That's a weak excuse because once again, this is how I body you guys. I named multiple people from lighter divisions that came up into notoriety. including Pacquiao. That was one of the people I said. Pacquiao's English when he first came wasn't even that great, right? And he's another person. Pacquiao wasn't rapping and coming out to Kendrick Lamar either, yet he achieved superstardom. My mom knows who Pacquiao is. My mom would never know who Lomachenko is because she's not a boxing fan. So Pacquiao clearly transcended it. Broner, people like Broner, they're on World Star and Baller Alert and Shade Room and all these different people. You know what I mean? I see Broner with like Nicki Minaj. Now I'm not saying Lomachenko needs to hang with Nicki Minaj like that's his crowd, right? I'm not saying that because I don't even know what music he listens to, his background and stuff like that. But I'm saying it's still comparable because with all of the push that he gets from like statements from people who have a voice in the industry, like ESPN, they're saying he could beat Floyd Mayweather, right? Bob Arum says he's better or equivalent or the next greatest thing since Muhammad Ali. With that type of major backing and those sentiments and statements being made, why is he not a pay-per-view star right now? That's a lot of exposure. You know, okay, put it this way. What if Joe Budden and Slaughterhouse and Eminem said, you know what, we've been fucking with boxing for a while, we fuck with Boxingego. Do you know how big that would be for my channel? Or if Kobe Bryant or LeBron James said, man, we fuck with Boxingego. That's a major cosign. If they're like, Boxingego, he's the #1 in this YouTube, and I got him on tape saying that shit, that would be a huge cosign. And that would, I guarantee you, if LeBron James posted my channel on his page or Eminem or somebody, then my shit would blow up even more than what I'm at. So once again, with major cosigns, boxing is a small community. So with major cosigns from people who are higher up or have a following and stuff, have pull or power in boxing, like, hey, he's better than Muhammad Ali, hey, he could beat Floyd Mayweather, then how come Lomachenko is not like a household name or really even close to being a household name? Despite all of the great stuff he does, his skill set's great, he just beat Rigondeaux. Why is he like not there yet? That's what I'm asking. Because people, like if you were to say Terrence Crawford, I understand why Terrence Crawford's not there yet, because he has the same promoter and his promoter has not said he's Muhammad Ali great, and ESPN is not telling us after every performance that he's the best thing ever and this version of Crawford will beat, you know what I mean, whoever, Floyd Mayweather and all that. They're not doing all that for Crawford. So that's my question to you guys, and I want to hear some answers. Lomachenko should be huge if he's getting these types of cosigns, but that's what I'm saying. It just goes to show you that you can't deceive the public. You can't force feed the public. The public's gonna naturally resonate with who they resonate with, like who they like, hate who they hate, and ultimately, from my perspective, time is gonna be the best deciding factor for any of these fighters. We'll see what you're really made of in a couple of years. It's only a matter of time, in my opinion. I think Loma will get there because he draws a lot of white fans. He really, like, okay. So, how many, okay, when Loma, listen, you're full of shit. Now you're really gonna get bodied because now you're just irritating because I know you're lying. Lomachenko fought on ESPN. They actually did a press conference against Miguel Mariaga. Not a big name, right? Not a big name. And what was the attendance for that? And then look at Triple G when he fought Dominique Wade. I was at the fight. When Triple G fought Dominique Wade, also not a big name, that had 16,600 plus people there, right? Lomachenko's fight with Mariaga, another unknown, didn't do that at all. When I went to Golovkin versus Jacobs, which was a good fight, I give him that did like 18,000, 19,000 in attendance. The David Lemieux beat the Jacobs fight in attendance, and it was like 19,000, 20,000. Lomachenko is not doing those types of numbers. They just released the numbers for the Rigondeaux fight, which was supposed to be his best fight, and there was 5,000. They put him in this, like, they put Triple G in the regular room at Madison Square Garden. They put Lomachenko in the little room with less than 6,000 people. So once again, you're full of shit. and you're not explaining it. And Triple G, they're both, that one's from Kazakhstan, one's from Ukraine. Triple G, English is not his first language. He's not walking out with Kendrick Lamar or nothing like that either. You know what I mean? And he's not even really a build-up type of person. He's just a cool, calm, collect person. And once again, you keep trying to backtrack. The real reason I'm trying to tell you is because people want to see more time. They want to see like more time, more numbers behind that resume. You know what I mean? Golovkin, at the very least, whether you thought he was fighting type competition or not, he knocked out 23 people in a row. And let's say he has 37 fights. I don't know off the top of my head. He's 37-0 or whatever with the silver medal. Period. Y'all want to vote, or y'all want this to keep going with this hot seat? Y'all want to vote? Let me know. Damn, he put up an L hella quick. All right, vote. If you think this man got an L, you clearly don't know shit about boxing. Wow. All right, get him out of here. Moderators, you don't know shit about boxing. We just proved who knows shit about boxing. See, like I said, every time I come up with a good point and examples, even if it's multiple examples, they always say, oh, that doesn't count. It's different. Broner, his culture is different. So, no. I mean, you could be a big star despite any odds, really. Because, like I said, Triple G, I've been at a couple Triple G. I went to Triple G Wade. I was at Triple G Jacobs in New York, and I was at Triple G Canelo. All packed. Every single fight was packed. Everyone. The forum was lit. Versus Dominique Wade. I didn't even know who Dominique Wade was like that. You know what I mean? I didn't even know who he was, really. You know what I mean? And it has 16,600 people, so that still shows you a level of star power. And now Triple G's he's not a massive trash talker. He's not taking pictures with Nicki Minaj and stuff that I was saying for Broner. And then he's still selling out more than Lomachenko selling out. Again, Triple G versus Lemieux, Triple G versus Jacobs was in the Madison Square Garden in the big room. Lomachenko just fought what was supposed to be like one of his best fights that people were really highly anticipating, and they put it in the theater. I mean, do y'all want me to? Is there anyone else that disagrees with this? And see, this is the thing. People, make sure y'all hit the like button. But people get mad when you say facts. Oh, you're hating on Loma. You're just a hater. I'm not hating. This is fact. I can show you these numbers. I can show you these different things. I'm not talking about from a skill set. I'm not talking about if he's a good guy. I'm talking about pure men lie, women lie, numbers don't. And what I'm saying is Lomachenko has had a massive push from the old media to be great. They want everyone to know, you know what I mean? They're going to the top of the roof screaming that he's great. He's the Matrix. No one can hit him. He's putting on good performances, right? Yet and still, he's not the star that they are making him. I mean, don't get it twisted. He's making good money. He just got $1.2 million. That was good. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, in terms of what he's selling and stuff, given all of that push, he's still not this mega superstar like Pacquiao was, like Mayweather, like Conor McGregor. And see, and that's what I'm saying, is because at the end of the day, people like who they like. You can't force it on people. You have to just put out your product and hope it sticks. Loma has top level skills. Who said he didn't? No one said he didn't have top level skills. So that's a irrelevant comment. My whole point is he's a very good fighter, but why has he not achieved that echelon? Like I said, with Terrence Crawford, I can understand Terrence Crawford not being a household name because he's not getting a household name push. You know what I'm saying? He's not getting pushed the same way. The man just became undisputed, and nobody's comparing him to Muhammad Ali. Nobody's talking about him beating Floyd Mayweather, at least the big boxes. You know what I mean? And he was just undisputed. Lomachenko's never been undisputed, right? So that's what I'm saying with this whole Lomachenko thing. Let him earn it in due time. In due time, whatever he has, whatever God has in store for him will be shown. His destiny will be shown, but you're not going to be able to convince the public and force feed him. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. Like, let's say Ward's fighting Kovalev. All the time, before they fought the first time, I went all through YouTube, and the comments were like, oh, Ward's gonna die, Ward's gonna pull out with the excuse, Kovalev's gonna knock him out. But I was in Vegas for both Ward-Kovalev fights, and guess what? At the MGM, by the where you check in, they have the sports book. They have this little electronic board, and Ward was the favorite. So all those people that were leaving comments like that, you know, some of them at some point are bettors, and it didn't equate to what they were saying. They said Ward's gonna die, he's gonna get knocked out. That's what I'm saying to you guys. You know what I mean? Lomachenko, they're saying, oh, like acting like he's just, oh, that he's the mega star. I'm talking about star power, not skill, not if he's a good person. I'm talking about pure star power. And the push he's getting, it seems like he would be like, damn, he at least on the Golovkin level, where he's not in the small room at Madison Square Garden. But again, it's because you can't force feed the public, and they know that he just needs more time. He has to keep doing it. He has to get tested against people where people don't feel like the odds are stacked against the opponent. They're on inactivities or coming up in weight. And as he keeps doing that, then that's when, if anything, he could become that star. And here's another problem. You sound dumb. Johnny M. He says Loma is breaking records with his resume so far by challenging tough opposition from the get-go. Breaking what record? What does that even mean? How do you break the opening 11 fight record? What are you talking about? What record did he break by doing that? By challenging and losing his second fight? Like, please explain this. Loma's break. Like, should I hot seat him or should I just drill him? Should I hot seat him? That's what I'm saying. There will be none of this crazy stuff. Okay, so my question to you is, what record did he break by? What record did he break by challenging himself and having a good resume in 11 fights? Like, I don't get it. Like, what record was broken? I like, what does that even mean? Like, I understand, like, if you worded it and said, oh, no one else can say they fought this echelon of competition that early, fine, I have no problem with that. But you said he's breaking records. What record was broken? You know what I'm saying? No, he said breaking records, plural. Loma, by challenging himself, he's breaking records. So I want to know what these records that have been broken are. Like, what are you guys really saying to me right now? Hit the like button, man. This is gonna be a cold winter. He's like, I agree. And see, this is the thing. I agree with the aspect of what you're saying in terms of 11 fights, based on his amateur record and having 402 fucking amateur fights, 2 gold medals. He's well equipped and he's moving at a fast pace, but he's not breaking any records really, because he's 29 years old and he started late. You know what I'm saying? Do you listen to me? Okay, I got one for y'all. Since Mr. Record Breaker, listen to me. I understand, like, and this is the thing. Do y'all want me to go there? Do y'all want me to go there? Can I get a hell yeah and some likes? Can I get a hell yeah if y'all want me to really go there? If y'all want me to go there, can I get a hell yeah and some likes? Okay, so like the whole thing, the whole pretense. Again, I'm not taking anything away from Lomachenko. He has done a lot in a short period of time. He turned pro in 2014, right? In 11 fights, he has a very, very good resume for 11 fights. But rightfully so, because he has 402 fucking fights before that as an amateur, and it just so happens he has the smarts, the style, the skill to transition well into the pros. So it's not like he's inexperienced. And he, like, if he started boxing late like Deontay Wilder or some shit, and then he did this, then you'd be like, wow, this is incredible, which it probably would never happen. The reason he's successful is because he started boxing late and he stayed an amateur so long, got all the experience he needed, and now he's transitioning very well into the pro fight. That's why. Because let me kick the science for y'all. It's like y'all worried about, like, everybody has a different story. Everybody has a different story and a different path to their greatness. Canelo Alvarez is younger than Lomachenko. Let me repeat that. Canelo Alvarez is younger than Lomachenko. Canelo, if I'm not mistaken, he's 27, right? Lomachenko is 29. So yeah, Canelo turned pro in Mexico at age 15, probably fought a lot of scrubs to get where he's at, and then he worked his way to the top. My question to you guys, at this current juncture, right here and now, a 27-year-old Canelo with way more fights, or a 29-year-old Lomachenko, who has the better resume? And again, Lomachenko's resume is good for 11 fights, but is it Canelo good? Canelo per division and per the divisions he's fought at, who has fought the better people with better momentum, Canelo or Lomachenko? Canelo, duh, that's not even debatable. Canelo. Keep going, keep answering. We're gonna get somewhere with this. Canelo. Exactly. So while everyone's marveled about Lomachenko, it's impressive. 11 fights and a loss, you know what I'm saying? You did the damn thing. Canelo's younger than you, and he has a better resume. Tell me somebody, Floyd Mayweather and Gennady Golovkin good, that Lomachenko has beat. Now again, Lomachenko's done it in a small period of time, but he's also older, and he also had way more amateur experience than Canelo had. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Nate, who is Lomachenko's Floyd Mayweather in Triple G? Whether he won or lost, who has he fought that's at that level where he was up against what he was up against? Edeslandi Lara, Alfredo Pero Angulo, Chavez, Shane Mosley. Canelo has Hall of Famers on his fucking resume. Floyd's a Hall of Famer. Shane Mosley is a Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? And then some people were just really good. Carlos Baldomir was really good in his prime, stuff like that. Right? So everybody has a different story. But at the end of the day, yes, Canelo has way more fights than Lomachenko, but he also has a better resume at a younger age than Lomachenko based on that different story. And oh, thank you. Whoever just said that, you're the best. I forgot about Cotto. Cotto is a Hall of Famer. That's what I'm saying. So if we're really talking about something, yes, it's impressive that Lomachenko has 1 loss, 11 fights total, and he's been able to fight the Nicholas Walters, but Canelo's younger than you, and his resume is better than you because his experience was just fighting on the job, learning on the job, just fighting people in Mexico. Then he finally got up to the competition, fought Cotto's brother and Matthew Hatton, Ryan Rhodes. Then he started getting to the real people, the Austin Trouts, the Shane Mosleys, and you know what I mean, it's been rocking ever since. So, I mean, you guys have to put it in perspective. Yes, Lomachenko has an awesome resume for 11 fights, but he's also older, and he stayed an amateur to get ready and prepare for that. That's why Canelo's younger than him with a better resume. Canelo and see, and this is the thing. Canelo on the pound-for-pound list, they got him ranked behind Triple G and ranked behind Lomachenko. Facts. Or at least on the ESPN list, right? Yet he's been in there with all those people, and nobody's knocked him out, even if they beat him. One person on record, only one person actually fully beat him, and that was Floyd, right? Despite, you know what I mean, if you thought Lada or Triple G should have won, on record, I mean, only one. And he's been in there with all these. Triple G's a silver medalist, Amir Khan's a silver medalist. Triple G, based on what he was billed as, he should have knocked Canelo out. You know what I mean? And no one's saying Canelo is Muhammad Ali, and no one's saying Canelo is he could beat Prime Floyd. No one's saying these things about him. He's not getting pumped like that. He's not even on the pound-for-pound list ahead of Lomachenko. You feel me? And the thing is, his resume at a younger age is better than him. And once again, that's what I'm saying. You guys are making it way worse for these fighters that you're trying to build up. And then I'm talking about old media, because it's good to build them up. It's good to appreciate the skill set and the swag and the style, but you keep putting more and more on it and more pressure. Now, take some of the chances Canelo took. Canelo was ridiculed. He vacated his belt. It was a bad look, but he moved up to 164.5, and he fought Chavez Jr. and beat his ass. Fantastico! And then immediately after, he fought the guy that he was supposed to be scared of at 160, who's a champion with every single belt except for one, right? So very near undefeated. I mean, undisputed. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. When you keep, when they keep, just people are fine giving Lomachenko credit, but when you keep pushing the envelope, then now we're gonna expect to see something. Now Lomachenko's team saying they want to stay at 130 and unify. They have every right to stay in the division that they moved up to a few fights ago. But this is the problem I have. One, can you get the best fights in the division? Because if you can't, then no one wants to see you fight Miguel Mariaga. Them dudes can't fuck with you, clearly. So there's only a handful of fights. Gary Russell rematch, one of the champions, Gervonta or whoever, that people would want to even see you fight at 130. The other issue I have is the promoter and Team Lomachenko. If you want to stay at 130 and unify, why the fuck are you calling out Mikey Garcia at 35? And why does your team keep talking about 135? How does that make sense to you guys? So it sounds like some wires are crossed. Sounds like wires are crossed. Like, well, like if you want to stay in unit, they say we prefer to stay in unify at 130. Which, okay, fine. But then leave Mikey Garcia's name at him. Why is Bob Arum talking about Mikey will quit versus Lomachenko at 35? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like, Canelo's way back on the pound for pound list, and he's getting like, oh, he lost and Adelaide Bird. But if you really think about it, he's younger with a better resume than even Lomachenko. Even though he has a ton of fights, he doesn't have the experience that Lomachenko has. So it kind of evens out. And at a younger age, Canelo still has gone very far. And he's way number 5 or something on their pound for pound list, behind Golovkin and behind Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? And Canelo still risked it by moving up to 164.5 to fight a much bigger Chavez Jr. and then immediately fighting the best guy at middleweight at 160. It's not unrealistic to say Lomachenko can make guys quit, is it? What does that even mean? I mean, he made his last 4 opponents quit, so of course it's not unrealistic. But the thing is, people want to see if now the way, I'm telling you, the old media is making it worse for Lomachenko, and he's gonna have to face the music and the pressure. And his own team is making it worse by calling out people like Mikey Garcia. Because if Bob Arum is saying we'll make Mikey Garcia quit, I want to see it. I'm just a fan. I like Mikey Garcia and I like Lomachenko. So if you're making bold statements like that, why should I not want to see that? But then now they're talking about, oh, our ideal situation is to stay at 130. Death Row East. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. If you want to stay at 130, fine. But then why bring up Mikey Garcia and talk about you're going to beat him in the submission, make him quit? How does that work? Somebody explain that. Why are you mentioning Mikey at 35 if you want to unify the division? I mean, even Golovkin, when it got hot in the kitchen, he let it be known he wasn't trying to fight Andre Ward. And no, he's too much for me. I want to unify the division. You know what I mean? So that's what I feel with like Lomachenko's team. You saying he's the next Ali, he could beat Floyd in his prime. We can't prove that type of stuff. But what we can prove is you just called out Mikey Garcia. So again, if you want to stay in unify, stay in unify. Why bring up Mikey Garcia? That doesn't make sense to me. Like, yeah, I want to unify the division, but I'm gonna keep talking shit to Mikey Garcia and build the anticipation for fans like me, because I think that's an awesome fight and it's a pick'em fight. It's a real life pick'em fight. So you know what I mean? It's kind of like a waste of people's time. If you want to stay, stay, but then why not leave Mikey Garcia out of it? I mean, how does that not make sense? See, Anthony Mann, that's what I'm telling you. Lomachenko's the king. He just called out Mikey Garcia. Do you want to see that fight? Are you pushing for that fight? Are you on Loma's page saying, fight Mikey, fight Mikey? You just said he's the king. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to. While y'all busy calling me mad and angry and haters and racist and stuff, I'm really trying to help the man. I really am. Because you guys are putting an unfair pressure on this dude. Just let him do his thing and get it cracking. But if I'm a boxing fan, it's no different. And see, this is the thing. People, oh, you're doing it because he's Eastern European. No. Because last time I checked, Deontay Wilder's not Eastern European. Anthony Joshua's not Eastern European. And when Eddie Hearn says Joshua will knock Wilder out in 3 rounds, guess what the fuck I said? Let's see it. That's a great fight. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't know about other channels. I don't know what other people do. I told you what my motto is. Let's see it. Eddie Hearn talking about Joshua will knock out Wilder in 3 rounds. Let's see it. Lomachenko's calling out Mikey Garcia, which I think is a great fight. Bob Arum is saying he will get knocked out and be made to quit like everybody else. Let's see it. You know what I'm saying? You guys can try your best, but you can't fuck with me. You're not going to pin that, oh, you're racist. You're doing this because Lomachenko's white. He's a white boy and you don't like it. And you can say all that shit. I said the same thing with Keith Thurman and Errol Spence. Keith Thurman was like, oh, Errol Spence got to do something. He's a title holder now. Let's see it. You don't hear me blocking any of these fights. You don't hear me anti any of these fights. But again, if someone's talking greasy about another person and they put that bug in your ear and you're like, wow, that's an awesome fight. Let's see it. Just like I said, Eddie Hearn said Joshua will knock out Wilder. Joshua did some recent interviews now, and he's saying he can knock out Wilder. What are we waiting for? Let's see it. That's a good fight. You'll get credit for it. What's the biggest fight I want to see next? I can't think of one. Keith Thurman, Errol Spence, Joshua Wilder, Lomachenko, Mikey Garcia is an awesome one. Crawford versus Errol Spence. Crawford versus Keith Thurman, any of those. I mean, there's a ton of them. I want to see Gary Russell versus Leo Santa Cruz. I think that's dope. I mean, really, all the featherweights, I just want to see all of the featherweights start fucking fighting each other. You know what I mean? Instead of putting Leo Santa Cruz and Abner Mares on separate cards, let's see them rematch each other, get that out of the way if that's what they have to do. Put Oscar Valdez in there with them, Jojo Diaz Jr., Gary Russell, they all need to start fighting. Carl Frampton. I don't want to see rematches in featherweight. I don't really care about Abner Mares, Leo Santa Cruz as much as Leo Santa Cruz versus Gary Russell. I'd rather see Abner Mares and Oscar Valdez than the rematch with Leo Santa Cruz. You know what I mean? Or I'd rather Abner Mares and Carl Frampton. You get what I'm saying? I don't really, not every rematch. Canelo and Triple G, yeah, they kind of have to rematch. Warwick Kovalev, yeah, they had to rematch. You know what I'm saying? But not every rematch. So, yeah, no matter what, any way they try to slice it, they can't fade new media, because at the end of the day, I'm very consistent. And that my whole thing is I'm greedy. I want to see all the fights. Let's see it. You know what I mean? It's not people, oh, you're hating on Lomachenko. You just want to see him. No, because I want to see Wilder Joshua. I want to see Spence Thurman. You know what I mean? I just want to see good fights. End of. I don't really rate Selby that high. He damn sure ain't no Welsh Mayweather to me. So, yeah, I'm just trying to see good fights. Jamal Charlo versus Triple G, that's another one. See, and this is what I'm talking about, people. Why is there no urgency for that fight? You know what I mean? He's a mandatory. No one had a problem with Triple G fighting Wade, but now Jamal Charlo is more considered more of a threat and Lions only. He has a mean streak. He has a height advantage. He has power. He's been looking good. Triple G's been doing his thing. Now people are all quiet on the Western Front with Triple G and his mandatory or #1 contender. Charlo got a very good jab. mean, that's my thing, man. In closing, I just want to see good fights. Let's get it rocking. All the fans, all the people. I mean, why would you not want to support good fights? And good fights being made at the time they need to be made. Joshua versus Wilder, I'm with it. I want to see that. Joshua versus Parker, that's cool. Because if Joshua gets past Parker and unifies, and Wilder fights Luis Ortiz, then that'll be a big build-up. And see, to me, that's a better build-up than what Eddie Hearn was talking about. Eddie Hearn was talking about Wilder fight Dillian White. I think if you, based on how Luis Ortiz looked in his last fight and Dillian White looked in his last fight, and that they were already supposed to fight in November, that's a bigger fight, and that's a bigger prequel to the Wilder Joshua. Anyway, I'm about to get out of here. My voice is all fucked up from streaming so much. Hit that like button. Stay tuned. It's been real. Push for good fights. New media. We working.